Fika, the Swedish pause that heals, a psychiatrist's perspective. Imagine a nation where taking a break is not a guilty pleasure, but a celebrated ritual, where a simple cup of coffee and a pastry becomes the glue that binds teams, families, and even strangers, where productivity soars not because people work harder, but because they pause together. This is not a utopia, it's Sweden. And the secret is Fika. Today we'll explore how this humble tradition is a masterclass in preventive psychiatry and why every mental health professional should take note. Fika isn't about coffee, it's about connection. Let's get one thing straight. Fika is not just a coffee break, it's a cultural institution, a daily pause woven into the Swedish psyche. At its heart, Fika is about stepping away from the grind to savor a moment, alone or more powerfully with others. The coffee and cake are just props. The real magic is the connection. In psychiatric terms, Fika is a micro-intervention for social isolation. We know from countless studies that loneliness is as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Fika is Sweden's answer, a built-in, low-barrier way to foster belonging. In workplaces, it's almost rude not to join in. At home, it's a reason to gather. The result? Stronger relationships, higher morale, and a sense of community that acts as a buffer against anxiety and depression. The next time you see a group huddled over cinnamon buns at 10 a.m. in Stockholm, you're witnessing a public health intervention in action. Fika as stress antidote. Here's a paradox. In many cultures, taking a break is seen as slacking off. In Sweden, it's seen as essential to doing your best work. The science backs this up. Fika is a deliberate pause, a chance to breathe, reset, and step out of the relentless flow of tasks. From a psychiatric lens, this is a masterstroke. Chronic stress is the silent killer of our age, linked to everything from burnout to cardiovascular disease. Fika interrupts the stress cycle. By stepping away, even briefly, the body's stress response is dialed down. Cortisol drops. The nervous system recalibrates. But there is more. Fika is a collective pause. When the whole office stops, no one feels guilty for taking time out. This shared ritual normalizes rest, reducing the toxic badge of busyness that drives so much workplace anxiety elsewhere. Sweden's low rates of workplace stress aren't just about generous leave policies. They're about Fika, the everyday act of collective exhalation. Fika and mindfulness as secular meditation. Mindfulness is a buzzword in modern psychiatry, but for Swedes, Fika has been teaching presence for generations. To Fika well is to be in the moment, to savor the aroma of the coffee, the taste of cardamom, the laughter of friend. No screens, no multitasking, just being. This is mindfulness in action. Fika trains the mind to notice, to appreciate, to slow down. And the benefits are profound. Reduced rumination, great emotional regulation, and a deeper sense of contentment. In a world addicted to speed, Fika is a gentle rebellion, a daily reminder that life is lived in moments, not milestones. Fika is Sweden's secular meditation, a ritual that teaches presence without a single app or guru. Fika as a workplace superpower. Let's talk productivity. The myth of tireless worker is deeply ingrained in many cultures, but Sweden quietly proves it wrong. Fika breaks are often mandatory in Swedish companies. The result? No less work, but better work. Psychiatrically, this makes sense. The brain isn't designed for endless focus. Attention is a finite resource, and regular breaks replenish it. After Fika, workers return sharper, more creative, and more collaborative. The post-lunch slump? Fika is the antidote, a reset button that keeps teams humming. But the workplace benefits go deeper. Fika is a social equalizer. In the break room, hierarchies dissolve. The CEO and the intern share the same table, the same pastry. This flattens power structures, encourages informal mentoring, and builds psychological safety, a key ingredient for innovation and resilience. The next big idea in your team might not come from a brainstorming session, but from a Fika table, between sips of coffee and bites of cake. Fika as blueprint for resilience. In psychiatry, resilience is the holy grail, the ability to weather life's storms and bounce back. Fika, in its quiet way, builds this muscle. How? By embedding micro moments of recovery into daily life. Every Fika is rehearsal of self-care. It teaches that rest is not the enemy of progress, but its partner. It models that connection is a source of strength, not a distraction. And it normalizes vulnerability, sharing a break, a laugh, a worry, all in the safety of routine. For those facing adversity, Fika is a lifeline. It's a reason to get up, to show up, to be seen. For those thriving, it's guardrail, preventing the slide into overwork and isolation. Fika isn't just a break. It's a daily vaccine against burnout, a ritual that inoculates Swedes against the epidemic of disconnection. Fika is preventive psychiatry. No prescription needed. Here's the truth every psychiatrist should know. Fika is more than a charming custom. It's a form of preventive psychiatry disguised as a coffee break. It weaves together the pillars of mental health, connection, rest, presence, and meaning into rituals so simple anyone can adopt it. Imagine if, instead of prescribing another app or worksheet, we prescribed Fika. Imagine clinics with Fika corners, workplaces with Fika rituals, families who Fika together. The potential is enormous.